You'll never get a cent of my money, Dad. Not one. Those were my daughter Ava's last words before she slammed the door. Rain poured down hard, soaking me to the bone. My old suitcase fell open on the ground, and my clothes and memories spilled out into the mud. Behind Ava stood Trey, her new boyfriend, with a proud, cold smile on his face. The big new house behind them shone brightly under the security lights, almost as if it was showing me that I no longer belonged there. The "sold" sign on the lawn leaned sideways, like it was laughing at me. I didn't shout. I didn't beg. I just stood there in the rain, letting it wash over me. Ava thought she had erased me from her life forever. But she didn't know one truth: the thing she was building her happiness on wasn't really hers. I slowly picked up my wet clothes from the ground. Trey smirked at me from the doorway. "You heard her, old man. Leave." I didn't answer. I kept quiet. Silence was my only strength. Ava looked at me one last time. Her eyes were cold and empty. "Dad, you have no right to be here. No right to my house, my life, or my money." Her words cut deep. I wanted to tell her about all the nights I stayed awake for her, all the bills I paid when she couldn't, and all the sacrifices I made. But I said nothing. I didn't want her to see me break. So I closed my suitcase, turned, and walked away. My old car was parked at the curb. I sat behind the wheel and took a deep breath. I thought about calling someone, maybe my sister in Ohio, but what could I say? That my own daughter had thrown me out because of money? That she chose wealth over her father? I started the engine and drove off into the rain. The road was wet and shiny. The city lights blurred like tears on glass. After a while, I stopped in an empty parking lot. The rain hit the roof softly now, like tiny hammers. I remembered something: the lottery ticket. The one I bought at the gas station. My name was on it, not hers. The winning ticket she thought was hers actually belonged to me. Later that night, I reached my small apartment. It wasn't much, but it was mine. I took out my wallet and pulled out the gas station receipt. My name, the time, everything was printed clearly on it. Proof that the ticket was mine. My phone buzzed. A message from Ava appeared on the screen. "Don't ever come back. If you try to claim anything, I'll make sure everyone knows you're a leech. This is your last warning." I just typed one word back: "Okay." She had no idea what she had lost. I placed the receipt carefully in my drawer. A small candle flickered on my desk. Ava thought she had one, but deep down, I knew she was afraid. Afraid because she knew that the money didn't really belong to her. I looked at the old keychain on my table, a small blue dolphin. Ava had given it to me when she was 8 years old. "For your car keys, Daddy," she'd said proudly. I had kept it all these years. Her mother had left when she was little, so it was just me and Ava. I learned how to braid her hair, packed her lunches, and went to every school show. She once drew a picture of us that said, "My dad is my hero." I kept it on my desk for years. But time changed her. She wanted better clothes, a bigger house, an easier life. I worked extra hours, took loans, and promised her, one day, things will be different. That's how our lottery ticket game started. On tough days, we buy a ticket and dream. "If we ever win, Dad, I'll share it with you. Half and half," she'd say. Those words gave me hope. But when the time came, she forgot everything. She took the money, the house, and left me standing in the rain. Yet, as I looked at that small receipt with my name on it, I knew something she didn't. The story wasn't over. The storm had only just begun. I used to train bank tellers to always ask for signatures, to check every name carefully, and to never trust anyone without proof. I used to think that good habits could protect you, and now, they just might save me from my own daughter. I opened my laptop and started typing a list called Evidence. Receipt from Gas and Quick number 412, Monday, 7:41 p.m. Signature on the back. Camera footage, if available. Bank record of the purchase. I sipped my coffee, but it had already gone cold. My mind was too busy to care. I pulled my wallet out, found the old gas station receipt, and placed it flat on the desk. The numbers were all there, date, time, terminal ID, and the $2 charge for the lottery ticket. Then I logged into my bank account. I found the same purchase in my history, Gas and Quick number 412. I remembered paying partly in cash and the rest with my card. The record wasn't perfect, but it was something. Proof. The sound of the old fridge starting up made me realize I'd been holding my breath. I printed the bank page, the lottery rules, and the contact details for the fraud office. The printer made a crooked copy, but I straightened the papers neatly, stapled them, and whispered to myself, the signature. That word echoed in my small apartment. Ava had the ticket, not me. But I had something else, something that might matter even more. I'd started taking photos of little things lately, because my memory sometimes slips. I opened my phone's gallery, mostly screenshots, a few old photos, one of my grandson eating ice cream. I scrolled slowly, hoping I'd find what I needed. Then I saw it, a blurry photo of Ava's kitchen fridge. On the fridge, under a yellow sun magnet, was the lottery ticket. I'd taken that photo earlier in the week to remind myself to check the numbers. The image wasn't clear, but when I zoomed in, I could see the faint tail of my signature, WGR. It wasn't bold, but it was there. Quiet proof. I saved the photo in a folder labeled CFU, short for Careful Follow-Up, something we used to joke about at the bank. I didn't laugh now. I closed the laptop and went to take a shower. The hot water helped me think straight. I got dressed properly, button-up shirt, clean pants. Even if I was going to fight alone, I wanted to look like a man with dignity. Then I picked up my phone and called the number from the receipt, Gas and Quick number 412. After 4 rings, a tired voice answered. "This is Sam." "Good morning," I said. "My name is Walter Green. I was in your store Monday night around 7:40. I bought a lottery ticket, and I'm trying to confirm something." There was silence on the other end. I pictured him counting coins or cleaning the counter. "We don't keep purchase details here," he said. "You'd have to contact the lottery office." "I understand," I said. "I just want to know if your camera covers the counter area. I signed the ticket there, and I'm hoping to check if that's on camera." He hesitated. "We keep about 2 weeks of footage, but we don't show it to just anyone." "I'm not asking for a copy," I said. "If I come with my ID, could you at least confirm if it exists? I'll follow the legal process afterward." After a pause, I heard paper rustle and a drawer close. "We open at 10. Ask for me, Samir Patel." "Thank you, Mr. Patel," I said quietly. When I hung up, I stood still for a moment, listening to the hum of the old light and the radiator. My heart felt steady for the first time in days. You don't rush moments like this. You move carefully, one step at a time. I gathered the documents, placed them in a folder, and wrote my name on it, Walter Green, underlined twice. Old habits never die. Driving to the gas station, I passed the park where I used to push Ava on the swings when she was a child. "Higher, Daddy! Higher," she used to shout. Now the swings stood empty, wet from the rain. The memories came close, but I didn't let them touch me. Not today. When I reached the store, a small man stepped forward. "Mr. Green?" he asked. It was Samir Patel, calm, kind eyes, and gray hair at the temples. He looked at my ID carefully, then looked at me even longer. And in that quiet morning light, I felt something I hadn't felt in a long time, hope. Samir lifted the counter latch and said, "Come in. You can stand near the desk. I'll show you the video, but nothing more." "I'm not here to cause trouble," I told him. "I just want the truth." He gave a half shrug. Truth often brings trouble with it. The small office smelled like old cardboard and coffee that had been sitting for hours. On a pile of paper sat a small monitor, blinking with a green light. Samir started typing on a computer that looked as old as the system itself. He entered the date and time, and soon the screen split into 4 blurry parts: the door, the candy aisle, the coolers, and finally the counter where the lottery terminal was. "There," he said, pointing to the screen. I saw myself, my old coat, my shoulders slightly bent. The time showed 7:40 turning to 7:41. I watched myself hand cash to a young clerk, a kid busy with his phone. The clerk printed the ticket and I pulled out my blue pen, the same one I'd carried for years. I leaned over and signed. The movement of my wrist, the pause, the lift of the pen, all there. "That's you?" Samir asked. "That's me," I said quietly. Hearing my own voice made me feel strange, like I was listening to someone else. "We don't give copies without an official request," he said. "But you can watch as long as you want." "I understand," I said. "Can I just record a short video for my records? I won't take it from your system." He nodded slightly, a small act of kindness. "I didn't see anything," he said, eyes still on the monitor. I recorded a 30-second clip, me, the clerk, the moment my pen touched the ticket. My hand stayed steady. I thanked him, and he nodded again. "You look like a man doing the right thing," he said. "That's rare." I bought a coffee just to keep my hands busy, even though I didn't want it. As I walked out, the world looked normal: people buying breakfast, a nurse on her phone, a man yelling at his car radio. Life just kept going. I sat in my car and replayed the video. It felt like I'd caught a tiny piece of truth, fragile but real. I saved it and emailed it to myself with the subject, "WG Ticket 7:41 p.m. Next, I drove to the bank where I used to work. The smell was the same, like old money and carpet cleaner. A young teller named Mara smiled politely. "Can I help you, sir?" "I need a printed record of a transaction," I said, giving her the time and date. She typed quickly and handed me a printed slip. "Here you go," she said. I thought about asking for a notarized copy but decided against it. There's a right time for everything. "This is enough for today," I said. At the library, I scanned all my documents, the receipt, the bank record, the photo of the signed ticket, and the lottery rules. I saved them on a flash drive attached to my keys. The dolphin keychain next to it was a gift from Ava, from a time when gifts still meant love. I printed everything, placed them neatly in plastic covers inside a binder labeled Ticket WG. I even made a second copy, sealed it in an envelope, and signed across the flap with my name and the date. Old banking habits die hard. Before I left, I glanced at the library TV. The news ticker said, "New millionaire to be announced." The anchor smiled as she spoke. "Sources say the winner is a single parent from the East Side." The screen showed the same gas station, my gas station. "Processing," I repeated quietly. That word felt heavy, like time running out. Outside, the sky turned bright white. I sat on a bench and checked my papers again. Nothing had changed. They just waited, calm and true. My phone buzzed. My heart jumped. A message from an unknown number, "She's on fire," with a link. I didn't open it. If Ava's friends wanted to celebrate her, that was their business. Mine was the truth. I called the lottery commission. After a long hold, a woman answered. "Lottery Claims Department, how can I help?" "My name is Walter Green," I said, giving her my full address. "I believe my signed ticket was claimed by someone else. I have receipts, a photo, and store footage of me signing the ticket." She didn't sound shocked. She just said calmly, "Do you have your ID, Mr. Green?" "Yes." "Please send digital copies to our fraud review email," she said, giving me the address and a reference number. "Once we receive it, we can pause any payout while we investigate. We'll verify everything independently." "Can you tell me if the money has already been paid?" I asked. "I can't discuss another person's claim," she replied, "but if you submit today, we can hold the process." I thanked her and wrote down the reference number carefully. At home, I set my phone on a stack of books and recorded my screen, explaining each document as I showed it, the receipt, the bank record, the ticket photo, and the video clip. I emailed everything to the commission with the reference number in the subject line. Then I printed a copy of that email for my binder. I realized I hadn't eaten, so I opened a can of soup. Not because I was hungry, but because you still have to take care of your body, even when your heart feels empty. Later, I called an old friend, Dana Briggs, a lawyer I used to work with at church. Her voicemail picked up. "Dana, it's Walter Green," I said. "I need your help with a lottery ticket situation. I've already opened a case. Please call me when you can." When I hung up, the house was quiet. A dog barked outside. Somewhere, a car door slammed. I took a yellow notepad and wrote. Plan. Secure evidence, done. File official claim, done. Wait for commission, in progress. Contact lawyer, pending. I placed the notepad on top of my binder. For the first time in a long while, I felt calm. Not happy, not safe, just calm. Sometimes that's all you can ask for.